Attention. If you owe back taxes to the IRS, watch this urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by hiring 87,000 new agents to garnish your paycheck and put liens on homes and businesses. They can even seize your bank account. The IRS calls it enforced compliance, and now they have the manpower to get you. Penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily. So call One Stop Tax Relief Shop and get the IRS off your back. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered. And no other tax shop gets you more or faster approvals. One Stop Tax Relief has resolved thousands of cases since 2014 and saved clients millions of dollars. Call now for a free consultation. Connect with tax professionals who get the IRS off your back.
Call 800-605-0688. 800-605-0688.
One Stop Tax Relief Shop.
80% of falls in the home occur in the bathroom. Don't put yourself or a loved one at risk. There's a safe bathing system for everyone's budget.
Enjoy a bathing experience that combines safety, comfort, and excellence. If assisted living is not for you, a BCI walk-in tub may well be the answer, giving you the safety and freedom to live independently. A BCI walk-in tub is the most affordable and comfortable walk-in tub in the market today. With our dual drain technology, your tub will drain quickly, and for those that still like the feature of a shower, our two-way bliss gives you both a handheld and overhead shower head. We offer the best financing in the industry with payments as low as $99 per month or no interest, no payments for 18 months with approved credit. For comfort, safety, price, and selection, it's got to be BCI Walk-In Tub. Be one of the first 50 callers and save $1,500.
Call 800-354-4377, 800-354-4377 for a free no obligation in-home consultation.
The Turnpike Sports Book Report is brought to you by BorgataSports.com. Your favorite casino is now your favorite sportsbook. Available anywhere in New Jersey, BorgataSports.com. Sign up at BorgataSports.com using our promo code PIKE, that's P-I-K-E. Make your first wager of $20 or more and you'll get $100 in free bets. That's $100 in free bets when your first wager on Borgata Sports is $20 or more. Get into the action with BorgataSports.com. Must be 21 years or older and in New Jersey to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Welcome to another edition of the Turnpike Sports Book Report. I'm Doug Weischadle here with Dave Weischadle. We're here to give you a whip-around look at some of the news stories that have occurred in the sports betting industry over the past week. This week in our state and national reports, we've got a lot of state benchmarks to go through, as well as the very first numbers from the newest sports betting industry entrant, Ohio.
Yeah, a good big month, huh?
Big debut.
Yep.
Deals, we've got deals involving the PGA Tour. We've got a first-of-its-kind deal involving the NHL Seattle Kraken.
Okay.
And also another deal with Elys Game Technology to talk about.
Great.
Industry updates, we've got a couple of updates coming out of Massachusetts, as well as news from Nevada involving Entain, and also a new campaign from BetMGM just in time for Responsible Gambling Month here in March.
Yes, March is Responsible Gambling Month for people who didn't know.
And then we're going to round out the show with our legislative update with a couple stories from Maryland and New York. Let's start off with our state and national reports. We've got a lot of state benchmarks to talk about today, but first we're going to talk about the newest state in the sports betting industry for the U.S., Ohio. As everyone knows, Ohio launched on January 1st, 12:01 a.m.
What a New Year's Day that was, you know?
12:01 a.m. Eastern Time. Let me make that clear. Yeah, local time, whatever you want to say, however you want to say that. But it's a very interesting industry. Not only do they have retail books and online books and casinos and racinos, they've also got sports betting at stadiums as well as throughout the state at kiosks.
I heard their kiosk business is incredible.
Yeah, their kiosks.
I guess they have the kiosks spread all over the state. You know?
Yeah, not all of them have launched yet.
Yeah.
But according to
it's only going to get bigger too.
According to the report, and since we're hitting the kiosks here, they reported something like $850,000 in handle for the sports betting kiosk businesses.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, And this was an incredible debut. $1.113 billion handle.
Wow.
That's the first month of their industry, January. And right off the bat, they are number 2 in January after New York.
Yeah, they I guess they bumped New Jersey out of the number 2 slot.
And we're still waiting to see what happens with Illinois as well as Pennsylvania. You never know which one of those states are going to flip-flop here and there, but always, it used to be 1, 2, New York, New Jersey.
Yeah. I told you Ohio was going to be a great state.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see if Ohio can keep that pace up, because if you look at the way the numbers broke down, there was about $320 million worth of that handle that came from promotional credits by the sports.
Well, that's expected in the first month. Certainly promos
or maybe the
and
first
advertising. Yeah. So they're going to spend a lot for promo because you look, they're in the phase of acquiring customers.
Yes.
So that they're going to have to spend a little money for that.
Every state goes through customer acquisition, customer retention, then profitability. That's usually how it all works now.
Yeah.
But right off the bat, Ohio has been setting records. They set an all-time record for monthly revenue. They beat New York.
Okay.
New York had set the record back in January of 2022 in their very first month, about $149.9 million, $150 million in revenue. Ohio comes in, $205.6 million in revenue right off the bat. They're number 1 national revenue record holder.
Wow, great.
They also became the 5th state to have a monthly handle of at least $1 billion. They, like I said, $1.113 billion and some change. But they joined New Jersey, Nevada, New York, and Illinois as the only 5 states to have $1 billion month.
Wow.
So
great.
right off the bat, they're hitting everything.
Like I said, I think they're only going to get better too.
Yeah.
So,
and like every other state we always talk about in this segment here, it's FanDuel and DraftKings. The top 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
As a matter of fact, if you look at the handles for both those operators, FanDuel and DraftKings added up to about over $800 million of that $1.1 billion.
Okay.
So right off the bat, their market shares are through the roofs. But they did have some interesting entries here in terms of the top 5. You had FanDuel, DraftKings.
Okay.
BetMGM was 3rd.
Okay.
Barstool came in 4th. Bet365 came in 5th.
Wow.
Then
okay.
Caesars.
Wow.
So that was a little
pretty,
different.
Pretty interesting.
And if you look at the way everything broke down in terms of the percentage of the handle that came in for each operator in terms of what was promotional credit handle versus, I guess, ordinary handle, I guess that's what you can call it. Tipico and Bet365 each had the most of their handle come from promotional credits.
Okay. All right.
Bet365 had 41% of their total handle come from their promotional credits, and Tipico had 35.5%.
Not being in Ohio, it's hard to gauge the amount of advertising and the amount of promos that were just thrown at customers right now. So anyone from Ohio, email us and tell us what the situation is with the advertising and things like that.
Well, Tipico has been making a huge push in Ohio, and so is Bet365. But Tipico, every week I see Tipico making a deal that's in Ohio, most likely, and most recently. I mean, they've got a sports bar deck for one deal with a brewery. They've got, I think they sponsored, I think it was called the Arnold Classic, which is sort of like a fitness expo that goes on every year in Ohio. They've been making a huge push in Ohio.
Wow.
And this is the first time we're seeing Tipico do something like that. The other interesting number that came out of the Ohio numbers, there was $20.4 million in voided wagers. And they didn't have a breakdown of where that came from. I'm assuming some, if not most, if not all, was from the Buffalo Bills Cincinnati Bengals game that got canceled.
Oh yeah.
I don't know exactly how much of that came from that, but there was $20.4 million.
I didn't even think of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a very interesting number to throw out. I wish they could have gone a little bit more into the breakdown, but Ohio has been giving the people looking at the numbers, when I looked at the spreadsheet, I was seeing different amounts being reported than other states, like the percentage of handle from promo credit to what came from customers, that sort of thing. They're being extremely transparent right off the bat.
Well, look,
I like it.
Every state has a different way they report things. They have different stats, and some have different time frames. When New York is every week, and
Arizona is apparently whenever they get around to it.
Yeah,
so,
whenever they feel like it.
The November numbers just came out or something like that for Arizona or something weird.
Well, Arizona has 90 days to report.
They're always like a month behind.
Yeah.
So yeah, but so like every state has different ways to report, and that's what makes it interesting.
And welcome to the industry, Ohio.
Yeah, boy.
You made your case right off the bat there.
What a great month.
Benchmarks. Going through the different state benchmarks we have state of Tennessee with their January sports betting report became the 11th state to pass $7 billion in handle.
Mm-hmm.
They have 7.3 and some change in terms of billion-dollar handles there, 7.3 billion. Tennessee had 4 straight months of at least $400 million in handle, which helped them get to that mark. Michigan. The state of Michigan became the 8th state to pass $9 billion in handle. They have $9.4 billion.
Yeah,
overall.
that's a great sports betting market.
Nevada became the 2nd state to pass $30 billion in all-time handle. New Jersey and them are the only 2 that passed $30 billion.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Nevada has $30.4 billion. This is post-PASPA.
Yeah.
So they have gobs more.
Oh yeah. Well, they have
if you
like
go past it,
they have about 40 years extra
Yep.
before post PASPA.
Rhode Island passed $1.5 billion all-time handle. New Hampshire recorded record revenue for the state.
That's all
with their
DraftKings up there.
That's
New
all
Hampshire.
DraftKings,
It's all
yeah.
DraftKings. Yeah.
D.C. all-time handle with their January sports betting report. The all-time handle of the district passed $500 million.
Wow. Okay.
They're doing extremely well, especially now that Gambit DC, the DC lottery app that's run by Intralot, is starting to turn a profit.
Sure.
So
And I didn't hear any problems reported during the Super Bowl time for. I know last year or they had some issues with regard to everything going on, but I haven't heard any problems lately from Washington D.C., which is great. It means they got the problem all
look,
smoothed out.
I'm going to say this once: it's DC. Just wait.
Yeah, okay, well,
Something will come up.
So, yeah.
But that's it for the state and national reports. Let's head on over some deals.
Okay.
This week in deals, we've got the PGA Tour announcing that they have joined the leadership circle of the National Council on Problem Gambling.
Oh, good for them.
Again, March is Problem Gambling
Yes.
Month.
Yes.
So we're going to see a lot of responsible gambling announcements throughout the month. PGA Tour is one of the first ones to do a responsible gambling announcement. The tour also renewed its platinum membership with the national nonprofit organization, the National Council on Problem Gambling.
Great.
They're going to be doing a cross-platform campaign for responsible gambling across, broadcast, radio, TV, their digital platforms, all that stuff.
Good.
So it's going to be they're going to have an additional focus on responsible gambling in all their advertisements.
Okay.
Especially now that they just launched Golf Bet.
Yes. Who'd I interview? I just interviewed
Scott Gutterman.
Yes, he's vice
Senior
president.
VP Digital Operations.
What the PGA Tour is doing is amazing,
Yep.
and it's especially if you're a golf bettor, they have so much resources and so much tools for you to look at and help. And I'm glad they're doing something with responsible gambling too. It's a great organization.
Yep. We've got a first-of-its-kind deal involving the NHL's Seattle Kraken.
Okay.
I have to say
But
this. I
release
saw
the
some
Kraken?
people.
Okay.
I saw some people reporting this, and I don't know why some people do this. They put an S on Kraken.
Oh, they call it the Krakens?
Yeah, that's
it's
not
Kraken.
right. No,
Kraken.
that's not accurate. The Kraken is plural and
It's
singular.
like deer,
Deer,
Yeah. You don't say deers. I see a flock of deers. It's deer.
Well, first of all,
Just
you
like
don't see
Kraken.
a flock of deers. You see a herd of deer.
Well, I heard of deer.
Yes.
Heard of deers.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
no, it's Kraken.
And also, it's not like ox or oxen, that
Yeah.
kind of thing. So, but we have the Kraken doing a deal with Muckleshoot the Muckleshoot Indian tribe
Okay.
for the Muckleshoot Casino.
Oh, all right. Great.
This will be the first Native American patch being worn on a NHL jersey that's not associated with any kind of advertising deal. They're just putting the patch on. They've got a whole bunch of Native American programs going on alongside with the team.
Great.
And also at the arena where they play. Again, this is the first time something like this has been done that's outside of the normal advertising.
Great.
There's no.
So what, did Muckleshoot become the official casino kind of thing, or?
That has not been said. So, but
okay.
Their patch will be on there.
All right. Okay.
They're going to be doing like a climate pledge with the team, to help.
Oh, okay.
There's a whole bunch of different aspects to this deal that's not advertising.
Okay.
And that's what makes this first of its kind.
Which is nice. It's a good way to do that.
And they're going to have programs for Native American youths at the arena.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to be doing also artwork, art displays. There's going to be like a museum there for Native American tribal artwork. That sort of
that's great.
Those sort of initiatives are going to be I've never seen something like that done.
I think it's awesome.
protein.
I think it's great. It's nice that the NHL team is doing that with the casino like that. So.
Elys Game Technology. We had a story about them previously. Mm-hmm. I think it was not last week, but the week before. Mm-hmm. They have done another deal with a restaurant.
Okay, good.
They are now going to create a sports book at and I'm going to get this right here, Ugly Mug Restaurant in the district, D.C.
Okay.
This is the 8th retail location in the district for Elys Game Technology.
Wow. We don't have that in New Jersey. I don't see any sports books really teaming up with a restaurants where you can play. But let's be honest, if you have your phone, you can place bets in a restaurant. But we haven't seen anything like in Pennsylvania. There's a bar called Chicky and Pete's, which is a local chain around here, and they actually have windows where
the one in
Malvern, Pennsylvania. You can actually go to a window and place a bet. So
no word on whether this is going to have windows, but they are going to have kiosks.
Okay,
but again, it's interesting to see how Elys Game is finding a niche in the overall industry nationally, because they've got deals in Ohio, they've got deals in D.C., and it's all combined with restaurant and bars.
I think that's great.
Yeah, it's a very unique approach to the industry, and I think they are becoming the first and foremost group to do this. Mm-hmm. I don't really see too many other groups focusing on this one area.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting to see people grab their niches.
Yeah.
As the industry develops, and again, Ohio's got one of the
I wish they'd do that in New Jersey.
Yeah, so. I don't count on that one. I don't see Jersey. Jersey has trouble thinking about expanding casinos outside of Atlantic City.
Yeah,
I don't see them putting sports betting kiosks in restaurants.
Although
there wouldn't be a shortage of people applying.
No, it'd be great.
But congratulations to Elys for another very unique deal, and hope we see many more from those guys.
Yeah.
Let's head on over to some industry updates.
Game sauce and toilet bed slip is empty. I gotta call KG.
KG, what up?
I got nothing for you, Fox.
Oh, come on. Jalen. You want to tell?
Yeah.
Don't call somebody on live TV.
Well, you answered. Have other friends anyway.
Marshawn, Barry.
Listen, I need some tips.
I like L.A.
LA?
Dallas. That's
Dallas?
How about Detroit?
I'll call y'all right now. Vanessa.
I got a tip for you. Always go with your gut.
I like that. Let's go with our gut.
Couple of updates coming out of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts this week. According to several reports, and this is a temporary stoppage, by the way, before I get into the story.
Okay.
Encore Boston Harbor has stopped all betting on NCAA women's college basketball.
Oh, okay.
Because of what's been going on with their kiosks and some of the betting irregularities.
I guess I know the first weekend, all three had issues with regard to colleges which aren't supposed to be allowed to be bet on. I
Yes.
guess that's what we're calling it, because Massachusetts has a rule similar to New Jersey that you can't bet on colleges or universities located within the state
unless they're in a tournament.
That's something
That's the
special
exception.
for Massachusetts.
But here, this is the second time for Encore Boston Harbor. This is not stemming from that first set of violations, I guess you can call them.
Yeah.
I don't really want to call this a violation because it seems like it's a tech issue.
Yeah.
The kiosks aren't being programmed correctly.
Yeah.
So the first time it happened, okay, they're still going through what to do with all of the violations all three had. Now they've got the second one. Encore is stopping all betting on women's NCAA basketball.
So that's where the problem is,
Yeah.
the women's NCAA college
That's
basketball.
it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's a matter of there's a programming glitch in terms of getting the kiosks the right way to exclude them.
Sure.
Or it's just it's a recognition factor of the name of the college. I know one of the excuses being used was we didn't know, what was it, Merrimack was in
I don't know. I can't remember
It was a weird
what the
statement that was said there.
Yeah,
but
they
then again,
thought one college. I forget the name, but they thought it was in Florida.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So.
But you got to remember,
Yeah.
whover's programming these has to know the location.
And let's
too.
be honest, they're
Yeah.
2 weeks old.
Yeah.
They're getting the kinks out. So
So we'll see exactly what's going on.
let me
there.
tell you something. They're addressing the problem.
Yep.
They saw the problem and they're addressing it, which is good to see.
Yep.
So
PointsBet in Massachusetts, they withdrew their application.
Okay.
They are the second sports betting operator to withdraw their application for the state. Bet365 was the first.
wow.
So right now there are 7 online books that are going to go live. I believe the date's March 10th.
March
right now.
10th,
Yeah,
right? Is that one of
I'm
the
still waiting
10
for that to be
o'clock?
moved.
10
I'm
o'clock
still-
in the morning
Yep.
and March 10th. That's what
Yep.
at press time anyway.
Yeah.
That's when we.
I
yeah.
still don't have any faith in Massachusetts to keep that March 10th. So,
I'm
but
looking
we're
at the
getting close to it.
at the calendar right now. The March 10th is a Friday.
Yep.
That should be a fun Friday, huh?
So they're going to have, and let me give you the list here. We've got Barstool, BetMGM, Better, BETR, Caesars, DraftKings, FanDuel, and WynnBet all planning to go live on the 10th.
Okay.
They've got Ballybet and Fanatics saying they're going to launch a little later. And then you have, we've got Betway
Okay. saying
saying they're not going to launch this year.
All right.
But they have a license.
Okay.
So there are licenses there. I think there's like 1 or 2 open now with PointsBet going.
Interesting.
Yep. Also, one other industry update going on in Massachusetts, and by the time this airs, it may be settled. Massachusetts Gaming Commission is holding hearings on their rules regarding sports betting affiliates.
Okay.
So they may be changing that rule at some point where right now they don't currently allow any kind of marketing affiliations to have CPA or revenue share deals, which basically is the advertising model.
Yeah, right.
Both
That's,
of those are the industry uses every time.
That's
so.
usually how the sports books advertise.
Yeah, so
It's-
we'll see
especially
what
on radio,
happens.
we can tell you that.
Yeah.
So
But again, we'll see what happens there. They're having roundtable discussions with operators. They're going to have a vote whether they do it this week or last week or whenever whenever their decision comes out. It may be out already by the time this airs, so
Okay.
we don't know. Entain received a license in Nevada.
All right.
The first one. So they are now in the process of starting their U.S. invasion. So I don't,
U.S. invasion,
I guess that's the best way to phrase it there.
So
It's their very first license.
oh, wow. Okay, great.
So we'll see exactly where they go from there. But congratulations, Entain. Bet Rivers and Play Sugar House both launched basketball squares. They had such success with the football squares that they were doing for the NFL. They are now doing it for the NBA.
I threw some bets on. What was it? Bet Rivers for the Super Bowl, and I guess I had enough points or enough credits or something like that, and they threw me into one of the square games. And so it's I lost, but I usually don't do squares, but apparently a lot of people do. It's really popular.
It was very popular for football. They want to see how it goes with basketball. I don't think anyone else is doing an NBA squares game.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. It was a surprise when they entered me in it, which was really great and really nice. And I did say it's something to look at. So maybe I'll get better at it as time goes on.
And finally, we've got BetMGM launching a brand new responsible gambling campaign. They're going to be doing a whole cross-platform messaging regarding, betting within your limits. If you go to their website, betmgm.com, there's actually an entire section in their promos area that is for responsible gambling.
Good,
now.
great.
So you're going to see a lot of different messages from BetMGM in different states. This is all just to, get in conjunction with Responsible Gambling Month.
Great, yeah, good.
So let's finish up the show with the legislative roundup. Couple pieces of legislation to talk about coming out of Maryland and New York. I should clear this up. There are lots of legislation to talk about, and they'll be on the ticker going by us below, and they'll also be in the full print version up on the Turnpike Sports blog, turnpikesports.us. Click on the blog button. You'll be taken to the blog there. But right now in Maryland, we've got SB 620, which is a piece of legislation that's aimed at colleges and universities' partnerships with sports betting operators.
Interesting.
It's not designed to stop a partnership. It's designed to stop the partnerships that encourage bonuses when kids sign up.
Wow.
The college students sign up for the sports books. They don't want that happening.
Yeah.
So,
well, look, hey, it's a new age in college athletics with the NIL deals and all this kind of stuff with sports betting, and there's going to be a lot of legislation being offered for this stuff. Yeah.
Well, if you look at the partnerships that were already entered into, I think there were a couple in Colorado, one involving PointsBet and one.
Yeah.
So a lot of them had incentive for signups, and this bill is designed to stop that.
Okay.
It's not saying you can't partner with a college or a university.
It's just the bonuses thing.
Yeah, stop doing that stuff. It's basically what this bill is saying. Again, they want the partnerships, but they don't want the inducement offers.
Yeah.
And that makes sense.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand where it could go kablooey.
Yep.
If they don't rein it in a little bit. So.
And again, this just happened to coincide with Responsible Gambling Month again.
Yep.
So everything we're seeing here is basically having an edge of responsible
yes,
gambling.
And it's fine. And I'm glad it is, because there should be that responsible gambling theme running through all these stories and running through all the deals and running through all the legislation. So, it's good.
Yep. And the other piece of legislation, now we know one of the New York senators introduced the act regarding advertising sports betting on a federal level.
Yes.
We now have the New York State Gaming Commission unanimously approving new rules to further regulate advertising for sports betting operators.
Yeah, it's
these were unanimously approved, by the way.
It's an interesting situation where, especially in the tri-state area, you have New York, Connecticut, and New Jersey, and even Pennsylvania. I'm here in New Jersey. I'm seeing New York commercials, and I'm sure in New York they're seeing New Jersey commercials. So it seems like it's a lot of commercials, but in reality, it's from two different states and things like that. Yeah, I can't count the number of commercials I saw just this morning, whether it be online casinos, online sports books from New Jersey, or online sports books from New York. So it's it kind of gets all mixed in together. So it seems like it's a lot from one state, but it's really a combination from different states.
Well, the new rules aren't designed to limit the amount of sports betting. It's just where you can advertise.
Yeah, I understand that.
It's geared toward, you have to avoid advertising towards underage gamblers. People under 21 in New York. As a matter of fact,
you don't want to have cartoon characters in your commercials. That's
one of the other results of these new rules. By the way, they're still not live yet. They still got a comment period to go through, but they voted it on unanimously. If they go through and go live, sports betting operators can't advertise on college or university radio, TV, or billboards in the campuses, all that, because there's a chance of hitting a underage gambler.
I haven't listened to college radio in a long time. Is that are there sports betting advertising on college radios?
Let me tell you,
there must be if they're bringing it up
here in New Jersey. Our old alma mater, Trenton State, which is now College of New Jersey, their radio station has a limited amount of commercials, but they do have commercials. Rider University.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know if they have like a FanDuel commercial or stuff. I don't even know that. So
I've listened to them, both them and the Rider University stations. I have not caught one.
Good. Well, maybe it's good that they don't do it.
Maybe advertising there, maybe after a certain time.
I just don't know.
I don't know. But again, these are
that's
designed,
something I never thought about. Advertising on college radio. I didn't even know that was even occurring. It might not be. So I don't know.
It may be in New York.
Oh, yeah.
So again, or this could be.
And by the way,
measure.
I kind of agree with that.
I agree with it too. Yeah.
I think it's a good move. If you don't need to hear things on, because look, a majority of those students are probably under 21. So I don't think you want to have advertising. That's certainly geared toward the younger people. College radio,
the underage gamblers.
Yeah. So I'm hey, don't advertise on college radio. That's good.
That's it for this week's Turnpike Sports Book Report. Again, if you've been following along on TV, the ticker has been having other stories that we haven't had a chance to hit in the half hour we have here for the show. Full print version of the Turnpike Sports Book Report will be up on our blog, turnpikesports.us. Click on the blog button, and you'll be taken to our blog where a full week's book report will be in print version there. It has many more stories that we weren't able to cover in the time allotted here.
And that'll do it for us this week. We'll see you next time on the Turnpike.